Hello folks, Gordon here, I hope all is well with you. And this video I've called Beatrix Potter and a Marked Personality. And it's Beatrix Potter's birthday today, 28th of July, as I'm recording this video. And she was born 28th of July 1866, which means that it is her 156th birthday today. And I was looking at some Beatrix Potter quotes because I do like using people's stories to make, as an angle to make my points, and I like finding out if celebrities or well-known names and figures have some lovely quotes. And I found a cracking quote from Beatrix Potter, and it's this. She said, "I hold that strongly marked personalities can influence descendants for generations." I hold that a strongly marked personality can influence descendants for generations. And as soon as I read that, I thought, that is true. In fact, I would dare to say it's a fact. Because she didn't have any children. But had she had children, I suspect it's pretty likely that her children would have had the attitude about the importance and strength of and power of imagination, because that's the way Beatrix Potter lived, and that's what led her to write her books, starting with The Tale of Peter Rabbit, which was her big breakthrough book, self-published. So going with the flow of your imagination was a strong personality trait of Beatrix Potter, and her children would have undoubtedly had that trait, I suspect, because in the old nature versus nurture argument, we are influenced by our upbringing, and our parents have a huge part to play in that. So if our parents have a strongly marked personality, or the stronger marked personality of our parents will have the stronger influence over us. That's why a lot of people act in the same way that their parents did, for good or for bad. Yes, we're influenced by stuff outside the house, outside the home, of course, school, and later on what we see in the media and all the rest of it, but school predominantly, and the friends and the social connections we make outside of the house. But it can be that if there's a parental personality that is so strongly marked, it can override anything from outside the house or the home setting. A strongly marked personality can influence descendants for generations, because if someone acts in the way that their parents act and it becomes their dominant way of thinking, and they have children, how are those children going to be influenced in the same dominant way, in the same dominant personality that their parent was, that was influenced by their parent? So you can follow it all the way back to one person, to that one person who had the strongly marked personality. I think we all know someone who fits into that category. For me, as it happens, it was my father who had a strongly marked personality. And it influenced me in belief in opportunity, belief in abilities to take those opportunities, and belief in doing something about it. That three sort of core set of beliefs that I realised only in the last few years that were traits, beliefs that he had that influenced me. Now, I haven't had any children, which you'd understand if you'd ever met my ex-wife. Joke, it's a little joke, but I haven't had any children. Now, had I had children, they would have been I would definitely have influenced them to believe in opportunities, to believe in their abilities to take those opportunities, and to believe in those, to believe in getting on and doing something about it, without maybe having realised that I picked up those personality traits and those beliefs from my father. So we can all go back and trace it at some point to one strongly marked personality. His personality had influences on me, maybe in a less good way. He was very dogmatic about his opinions and his beliefs. He was right. Anyone else who disagreed with him was wrong. Now that is not a helpful personality trait. And I was brought up, whether deliberately or unintentionally, to be quite dogmatic about and firm in my beliefs. My beliefs are right. Anyone else who doesn't have those beliefs is wrong. I don't think that now. Subconsciously, and it's a big personality trait, I do, but because I've recognised it, I can deal with it and think, okay, I realise I'm doing it. I realise that I'm dismissing someone else's opinion or belief, or deciding that someone else's opinion is wrong because it's different to mine. Just because of that, I realise I'm doing that, so I can do something about it. So that's me changing that personality trait. So again, had I had children, that is what I would be influencing them. So I would be changing that rippling down of the personality trait. So that's the point I'm trying to make. Two questions that I would say from that quote of Beatrix Potter's. Do you know someone in that category? Might be a parent of yours, might be a grandparent of yours, might be a great-great-grandparent, or maybe it's not someone in your family, but you know someone who has got a strongly marked personality in some other area of your life that has influenced descendants. And the second question is, and this is an important one, could it be you? Could it be you that has the influence on descendants that goes down for generations? And in this case, I'm talking about a good influence. Because when it comes to just the same as personality influence, and that personality influence can be connected to achievement influence, belief in going out and doing something different to what your parents did, to what your ancestors did, to what you were taught to believe that you were limited to do, going out and breaking that mould, doing something different that your family has never done before. You're the first, and that has an influence that goes down through descendants for generations. Could that be you? And then the obvious question to follow up from that is, why not? Why shouldn't it be you? Why can't it be you? And my opinion, you might guess this, is it can be. So yeah, fascinating. Fascinating. How influenced are you by your ancestors? Is it a good influence? Is it a bad influence? Are you passing it on? And what influence are you creating yourself to pass on to others? And if you haven't got descendants, and at the moment I haven't, I say at the moment, that was a bit ambitious, but it is the current situation that I haven't. Can you influence other people who maybe have got children or will go on to have children? And that might be an influence on them. The ripples that you send out into the world. I've spoken about that before, haven't I? The ripples. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. Signing off for now and wishing you, as ever, health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.